warm summer's evening, standing on the mound. The ballpark's full of cheering crowd. Home team's back in town with all pitches.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Painting Corners Baseball Podcast. I'm your co-host, as always, Johnny C., joined by Aidan Smith. You're listening to Painting Corners. We're talking Aaron Judge down. The Yankees are in crisis mode. It is the Tarek Skubal deadline saga. Who gets him? Braves are still hot, Schwarber's still hot, but PCA is finally breaking out and the Mariners are at a crossroads. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. Aiden, how you been this week, my friend?
Not too bad. I've been watching a lot of PCA, best defender in baseball, arguably right now. And I gotta know, are you a fan of PCA? He almost feels like MLB's like Marshall Mathers, you know?
Wow, I was gonna say that.
Right? He's got that thing to him. Don't you think?
Reminds me of that 50 Cent song with The Game. Hate it or love it, the underdog on top.
Yeah.
He's definitely a hate it or love it kind of guy. Some say he looks like a albino serial killer a la Breaking Bad, that blonde-haired buffoon that chained up Jesse in the meth lab in the final season. I'm just clip farming right now for Joe. I can't help myself. And then the other crowd says, that's a really nice 1,400 OPS you just rocked, my brother. How are you feeling, PCA? And didn't he just get locked up for a 6-year extension in late March? That's fresh too, right?
Yeah, he's only 24, first-round draft pick, COVID draft. I mean, he's back, man. I mean, it looked rough early on offensively. He's showing some pull power, too. If you look at his spray chart, all but 2 of his homers are deep right field. Or right to deep right, I guess. But you got 1 ball dead center, and then you got 1 that's left center. But you got, 9 that are in right field there. So he's starting to access and unlock that pull power and really look like a premium player. He looks like himself from last season.
You know, some say pull power, some say pull pot, but tyrannical rulers I'm not into, but tyrannically awesome, freshly signed, young 24-year-old studs in Chicago contending for a World Series. That's something we've always been after. Now, the other story in Chicago, Bregman, Slumpy McSlump Pants.
Yeah.
Is this spurned lover talking? Sorry, pause. Astros fan talking, or is this fact? I think I leaned closer to fact. Johnny Hot Takes in the house. I didn't think Bregman is this superstar contract the Cubs signed him for. I think Boston caught a break. I think Houston caught a break. What you're getting is an oft-injured, strained quad, gold glove third baseman. We've said it a million times on the show. Are we seeing that play out at Wrigley Field this season?
You know, I have to mention it, Johnny. This is going to be a hot take. I hope you're ready for it.
I'm ready for it.
Alex looked the best before the Astros scandal.
Absolutely. That is not a hot take. That is a Durangelo Sunja of a hot take.
So, are we saying correlation and causation? I mean, you can be the judge.
Nice. Speaking of, his ribs are hurt. Not looking good for the Yanks up in the Bronx. Quick pivot. Hello. Fun fact, that rib is the same one that he fractured and suffered a partially collapsed lung on a diving catch in 2019.
Yeah, and to be clear, we're talking about Aaron. We pivoted.
Yeah, we pivoted a little hard there. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it was a hard pivot.
Hard pivot, dude. All rise.
Yeah.
Pull power. Hey, pull power, dude. We're pulling hard.
I think I got you going on that. When I said judge, your brain just jumped.
Can't help myself. Thanks for flowing with me, bro.
So, that's the thing with Aaron. I mean, even before he got hurt, the whiff rate is up. And, the otherworldly numbers just aren't there. I mean, 2 years ago, he hit 322. Last year, he hit 331. He picked up a batting title last year, right? He led the league in hitting.
He's pretty good at doing that, I think.
This year he's hitting 248. So, I mean, that's pretty significant. That's a delta, what, 87 points? Yeah.
What I need to see
So,
is bat speed decrease over time. That's
or
been the
83,
metric
yeah.
I was gonna watch.
I mean, his bat speed's still really good. So 76 miles per hour is elite. And
It
anything
is.
over 75 is really good.
He's elite, 93 percentile. Okay, he's still got it.
Yep. Yeah. He's still got that old bat speed. I am interested to see as he ages how much outfield he plays, because the Yankees are still locked into Giancarlo. And when Giancarlo's not hurting himself by swinging the bat, he is still a very good hitter. Uh,
Absolutely.
but eventually, you're going to need to save those ABs in that DH slot for Aaron, right?
Yeah.
Um, and actually, Giancarlo's hurt right now. He's got a strained calf, and he's been out since late April. So who knows when he's coming back? There's Aaron just said the other day that Aaron Boone said that they're not going to activate him for the road trip, which starts tonight. So we'll see, but yeah, the Yankees got some problems to sort out. They do have Garrett Cole back though. Carlos Rodon's back, so they got a lot of their pitching back, but they're losing some juice in the lineup right now.
34 years old. The recovery timeline is probably going to be 6 weeks to recover, 4 to build back up. So let's say
Yep.
you're back mid-August ish. Now to quote the great rapper Action Bronson, Judge seems to be playing through the injuries here, playing through the broken ankles. That's the Bronson quote. 17 bombs so far in 26 in 214 AB. All right, that's great. The 248 average though could really be a sign. And whiffing, missing. Just if your ribs aren't really working, but your bat speed's up, that's kind of the knob that I'm looking at. Or rather, the knob of the ribs is what I'm looking at to study and explain that outcome of why you're not contacting the ball as much. Because the homers are still there, which means the bat speed's still there, and when the ball is where he wants it, it's not going anywhere else. His hurt rib can reach it. So Judge is trying to do this like leadership thing because he is the captain. Good for you. But I mean, you kind of swap it's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. You complain all season like, oh, we just got Schlittler and Fried. This is great, but man, we need Cole and Stanton. Or rather, we need Cole and Rodon. Well, Cole and Rodon are back, and now Fried's on the shelf. When's Schlittler going down? When's Cole going down again? When's Rodon's back going to act up? And Giancarlo, it's like, yeah, you DH him, but you normally DH a guy because he gets hurt playing the field. As you said, Stanton hurts himself swinging the bat. You are in a tight bind. Ben Rice might be enough to step up. Get them to August? I'm not really sure, but exciting to see how the Yankees move in the AL East with the Rays in contention.
Yeah, I mean Ben Rice right now is, unreal. I mean he's
Pretty cool.
second in the MLB right now in WOBA behind Jordan.
Whoa!
Jordan cheat code Alvarez.
Who we'll get to. I would
Yeah.
like to hear your thoughts though on where do you think Scooble is going? I can't really wait. I'm not segueing as much as I just can't wait to get there. What got me thinking about it is the Yanks rotation. They got money, but you know what? So do the Cubs, so do the Dodgers. It's not really a money issue as much as it is like, what do you got stocked in the pond? Dodgers top everybody else. Where do you think Scooby Snacks is heading off to after his quick rip on the IL?
Yeah, I think Scoobs is gonna get a look in Atlanta.
What?
But yeah, I think he'll get a look. You don't think Alex Anthopoulos is looking at Tarek Skubal?
You think the Atlanta Braves, the kings and queens of lock 'em up young, You really Fort Worth Atlanta Braves lock them up forever? You think they're gonna go for Scoobs and not the Dodgers?
Think about it. Best record in baseball.
Check.
And Tarek can put you over the top. Imagine Tarek
So
and
sick.
Chris Sale
Oh.
and then Martin Perez. I'm just kidding.
And don't forget our man Bryce Elder,
Yeah.
friend of the pod. We love Bryce. We love
Yeah,
what he's doing.
Bryce is doing great. Hassan Kim is looking healthy again after that awful skating accident in the winter, right? He like fell on ice. He was skating, right?
Was he
I think
doing a
so.
triple toe flip, executed imperfectly for Disney on Ice? Hassan Kim, was that him?
I hope that he was.
Yeah, I
I
think he
don't
played
know.
Mickey or something like that. That was
Yeah, it
cool.
could be. Yeah, with Elder, I mean, I do think he'll regress a little bit, but I also think he's definitely gotten better.
Dude, look at the
Similar
whip.
like an Emerson Hancock kind of similar situation where I think Hancock will regress a little bit, but I do think he's legitimately gotten better. My favorite player on the Braves, though, is Dom Smith. I love Dom Smith.
Talk to me. Why do you love
He
Dom?
just he works that at bat. He gets that little change up on the
Mm,
outside corner and just
mm.
flicks it into left field on like the eighth
Sick.
pitch.
Flicks it.
How do you not love that? The starter on the other team's at like 94 pitches and Dom comes up and you're like, oh, last batter, I mean, it's great, right? I mean, if you're Atlanta, you gotta love it. I mean, he's hitting over 300, and I mean, what's he making here? 1.25 million, and he's hitting over 300 as a full-time player.
That is a wholesome seal of approval. Arf arf go the seals by the docks. That is a wholesome Puget Sound seal of approval from Aidan Smith. That's your kind of guy that you look for. You love the Martin
Yeah.
Perez's of the world. You love the Jose Quintanas of the world. And the Doms, dude. The Dom Smiths. Let's go. Bryce Elder, though, I'm going to stick up for our guy real quick. I don't see regression. Here's why.
Ooh.
You know what's regressing? You know what's going down? What's gressing is his whip consistently from 24 to 26. He's gone 1.63 to 1.39 to 1.05. He's figuring out control. He's learning how to make his 92-mile-an-hour fastball dance in time and tunnel and all the things we love about good pitchers. That's why Smoltzy loved him so much in his shout out.
So, I'll tell you, I hear you. I think my thing is what I'm seeing is this formula of whiff K ground ball, okay, sub 3 ERA. And you need to have a certain amount of each to get to that sub 3 ERA consistently. And Christopher Sanchez has a nice little complement of each. You got your guy like Chris Sale, who's just all in on the Ks. You got your Frombers, who, Fromber will pick up 5 or 6 Ks in a start, but you're not going to see Fromber get 10 Ks in a start very often,
Not very
right?
often, but when he's on, and he's very capable.
It can happen, but
Right.
he's quite likely to get several, solid ground balls. And
Double plays out of a
uh,
jam. That's his
I
jam.
will. I have to point this out, Johnny. I was talking about Fromber to the Giants, if you remember.
I do, yeah. Him and Webb, the ground ball boys.
That's right, and they have turned the most ground balls in Major League Baseball.
The
Now,
Giants have?
yeah.
Wow.
Now imagine if they had Fromber right now.
It would be just cloudy with a chance of ground balls, you know?
Yeah, it really seems like a missed opportunity.
Was that a pun on mist as the afternoon mist of San Francisco Bay starts to roll in? I didn't missed it.
If
Okay,
you want it to be, then it is.
I appreciate it. I don't. I can't believe you just put Tarek Skubal in a Braves uniform in my head now. I just can't unsee it. It looks so good. And it's like 1993 Braves, you know? Like, dude, Skubal just would look so killer in a Braves uniform.
Well,
Oh,
I gotta
man.
say it. Another, similar aesthetic and uh archetype of team.
Yeah.
The Milwaukee Brewers have the top farm system in baseball. Uh, I mean, would you not trade from your stockpile to get access to a guy like Tarek to make your big run? I mean, the Brewers have fallen short
Yes, they
in
have.
playoff series after playoff series. Don't you just want, if you're Matt Arnold, you've won a couple big dog awards, executive of the year, back to back. I mean, are you not thinking, I don't care if I don't get that award this year. I want Tarek Skubal.
How many years you get at Tarek if you give up the farm, though?
Well, you're only getting 2 months at Tarek.
That's it?
Yeah, you're getting him at the trade deadline.
He's just a
Yeah.
free agent after this?
Yeah, they never paid him.
Brother. Oh, that's right. He won his R, but that was his last year. That's why he got the big fatty 32 mil. I see, I see.
Well, right. So that's also why I'm saying that that I think that quite a few teams will be able to pay the price because you're not trading for 2 years of Juan Soto or something like that, right?
It's not going to be this bidding craze. It's like the Dodgers are the Tigers are pretty much like, hey, we could keep him. We're not going to probably win this year. Fromber's not all that. McGonagall's sick, though. Shout out the professor again.
Yeah.
And better than getting, what is that, like, that comp pick you get if you let a guy walk? It's like later rounds. Yeah. That ain't it. Let's get something better.
Right.
But now, Aidan, that widens the field of contenders. I don't even know if it's about the best farm system. It's just really about what tantalizes the Tigers farm system.
By that, do you mean like who's their crown jewel? Or who do they want to be their crown
What do they
jewel?
want to be their crown jewel? What is the crown, place in the crown that's missing a jewel, I guess? Or is that the wrong way to think about it when these guys are so young? You're just trying to roll some dice. You just care about more dice in your hand.
No. You definitely care. I mean, let me put it this way: for how you lead to be the fifth best prospect in your system, like you probably don't love that, right?
Say that last part again about the fifth best
For
product.
for how you Lee, the middle infielder, well, whatever infielder, he plays some third base, who's currently a rookie on the team. He's listed as the fifth best prospect on Baseball America in Detroit.
Yep.
And I'm saying that's a sign that the system isn't great in Detroit right now.
Got it. Okay.
Max Clark is their main guy. He's their crown jewel right now, and he had a rough spring training. He had one game where he dropped like 3 fly balls or something like that. It was a tough watch, but I still think he's going to be a really solid player. They also just promoted a bunch of guys like Kevin McGonigal, who's awesome. If I were Detroit, though, I'll say this: if I was Scott Harris, I'd be looking for pitching. In their top 10 prospects right now, only one guy is an arm. And he's, 21-year-old lefty. He's got the nice fastball with a changeup, but we're not sure if he has the command to start. It's one of those situations.
What does this say about teams like the Pirates and the Tigers, our favorite middle America Rust Belt teams, where, although Pittsburgh's kind of blooming in its own way, but you trade your piece, your great pitcher, the face of your franchise, your hope for a World Series, away to try again. So what? You get another Skubal prospect, you get another Skeens prospect, and then they grow up to be big and they're great, and then you do this again ad infinitum. What is the point? It seems like this tautology, this futility cycle that just Sisyphean, if you will, pushing up the Skeens up the hill until he rolls down and crushes you with just another dice roll in your farm system, rather than like go all in. Why doesn't Harris just say, hey, we don't have a lot of money. We're Detroit. We kind of insulted you a little bit, Skubal, in the arbitration hearings, but we're going all in. $45 million a year for 10 years. Take it or leave it.
Well, Johnny, think about it this way. What was the purpose of the ancient almighty Olmec civilization harvesting corn?
To feed themselves.
Exactly. And that is the purpose of these small market teams. It's
Are you
an
serious?
income annuity.
It's like they're just trying to make money. They're not actually trying to win the World Series and love their fan base.
I think it's a nice income annuity. If
Wow.
and you get to own a team, it's kind of fun, you know? Yeah, I do
Wow.
think that. I really do.
That's a
I
big
believe it.
discussion. That is a hot take.
Well, I don't know. If you look at their behavior, I don't think it's that hot of a take. I mean, the Pirates haven't won the division since what, 94?
To say
And
it out
we're
loud is a hot take, though. That's
right.
really good, and that's a conversation that ought to be had. It's a larger political economic conversation for, okay, the Dodgers are on top. Can we please not make this, freshman year, politics or philosophy class of like bad, rich, good, poor? It's not about that. It's just, this lumpen prole, like, we need Pittsburgh to try harder to take down the big, bad, rich. No. It's not interesting. But there is something there that it's like people are sliding by, the incentives aren't right. The market as a free market is not going to regulate to team equality for different franchises. And it all is going to be a barbell distribution of Dodgers on one end and I don't know.
So I think
Yankees
the
on the other.
allegation, right, and if you're reading the subtext of what some people are saying, is essentially that, teams like the Guardians and the Marlins are like Boxer and Animal Farm, right? And the Dodgers are the pigs, and the MLB are represented by the humans. And the pigs and the humans are working together,
Yeah.
and everyone else is Boxer.
And it's and we're all just
I mean, is that fair to say?
that is fair to say. I think we're all just fans on the windmill, and the windmill.
Do
we're
we
trying to
believe
build,
that, Johnny? Does Johnny believe that? Like, do you believe in this metaphor?
the windmill that we are trying to build is
Okay,
this.
Don Quixote.
No, that's the whole point. So that the pigs they get everybody on the farm recruited, I believe, from what I recall. This idea that if we can just get this windmill built, everything will be great. It's almost this Babel tower.
It'll be great for all of you. Yeah,
It's the
Right.
cope that keeps them going. This great shining city on the hill. We just haven't figured it out right yet, but it will work. Not only in theory but in practice. I think that is this notion that it is a league, that it is like everyone has a team. Here's your favorite player, the All-Star game. But really, what's going on is it's just a money-making scheme for the Dodgers, and we are all just kind of footing the bill. That's the dark truth. That's a little dark,
Well,
but
I think there's a few Babel towers here, right? I mean, is sabermetrics and Stuff Plus and the X Woba, I mean, is that a Babel tower? Like, have we built this system with precision of derivative statistics to the point where your average fan doesn't know what any of it means? It's like another language to them. And at this point, is it holding back the game? Because I've had multiple people say to me, I just don't know how to wrap my mind around all of it, right? And I don't know that people really felt that way to this extent, in our parents' generation, our grandparents' generation.
I have an answer to that. So there's two parts to the sabermetrics question as being a Babel tower. One is, yes, you cannot fathom it in one mental breath, let's say, because a derivative statistic is on a graph. You're plotting out all these points to check the slope of these two things and then taking the nudges on the slope and coming up with a function for that. And what I'm getting at, not trying to get in the weeds, it's just that it's abstraction on abstraction on abstraction.
Exactly.
So by default, by nature, one can't fathom that in one breath. We have to go through all these procedural steps to get to the abstraction and then use that abstraction in comparison to others, to benchmarks, sort of like watching a point on the land as you're going by in a sailboat to see how far you've gotten. And over time, maybe WOBA means something as it becomes more commonplace. The other point I wanted to make quickly with sabermetrics is that why it is a Babel tower is it becomes this derivative distanced aloofness whereby, to credit Smoltz's discussion, we spend so much time looking at the little nudges that I'm not just going to do this cute Dusty Baker, we forget the humanity of no, I mean, we actually damage our pitchers' elbows because we're whipping them too many times like racehorses or greyhound dogs. that by the time they're used up, they've lost their velo. Guess what? Take them out behind the shed of the animal farm.
Well, and you got to think about the average fan. Let's say, how they say, oh, would you have a president with that guy you're voting for? That kind of thing. So, would you have a beer? I think I said have a president with the guy. Have a beer with the guy you're voting for president. But beer, soda pop, whatever you're into, like, would you have a soda pop and talk about batting average? And do you like this guy and how his stance is and that kind of thing, or are you guys going to go back and forth on ex-woba? And I think your average guy, chowing on that free popcorn at the tavern, is not looking to get into ex-woba.
What if by land, two if by sea, leave the tavern now, the British are coming. Yeah. You said tavern, I went to Paul Revere. But yeah, I would have a Diet Coke or LaCroix, Waterloo. The Waterloos are pretty good.
Ooh, sometimes. I like LaCroix. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
They do a little too much with the Waterloo sometimes, but
yeah,
it's okay. Spindrift. Right. I'm a big Spindrift guy.
So a Spindrift though is like 10 calories. So if you start popping off on the Spindrift, man,
you better watch out.
Yeah.
I like the crack of the bat. I like the way a pitch dances. I like the rhythm of the game. I dislike the pitch clock. I dislike, velo only. I dislike everything as a sabermetric. This is me. And that's me. And that's who I am. But the world is taking form of derivative statistics to eke out surplus as fast as possible for short-term windfall profits, to pad margins and make investors happy, and that avarice drives the average amount of injuries and problems that I see in the game. And that is what it is.
Let me ask you, this monolith, this predominant ideology of how can we get more precision, right? ABS,
nice.
ex-woba, it's all connected, right? And I guess my question is, Johnny, when you sleep on the cold side of the pillow and you think about Jeremy Pena, do you feel pressure to think about Jeremy Pena's ex-woba? Or do you think about the glove, the batting average? Like, where are you going in your head?
Where am I going in my head when Jeremy's paying you? When Jeremy's paying you, I'm asking why is he paying me? But all right. You know what I think of? I think of that little silly meatball homer he hit off of Noah Syndergaard in, I think it was...
Oh, Thor got rough at the end, man.
That was tough. Shout out our boy. We love him. But I just think of 2022, the Tequila Sunrise side, Navy Blue Astros alternates, Pena just kind of doing his little waddle when he kind of waddles off to the dugout after he's stoked. You know what I'm talking about? His little bat waggle for timing that he did in 22 that worked out for him. I think of walk-off home runs he hit against the Angels and the Blue Jays. I know a lot about Jeremy Pena. Big fan. But your point stands. I'm thinking about batting average and the glove that he flashes. His little personality procedures. The small rhythm of the game. The small spaces that make us human. Not to wax weakly poetic. I think I said it best, though, in that piece on Trevor Bauer I did, Vlogball, Trevor Bauer's Revolution, where I was talking about MLB on this movement to try to compete with NBA, NFL, advertising. Let's get as many eyes on this as possible. So let's morph baseball to be more compact, bite-sized, digestible. The problem there is it is actually, I think, detrimental to the game. There are other ways to do that. There are other ways to evolve. Some of them I like. ABS is cool. I think that actually makes the game more fun. It adds another dimension to it, strategy. And it does feel good to be vindicated as a viewer. Maybe shortening the season by a few games to keep guys healthier, not be such a marathon. I'm open to that.
Yeah,
but this idea of shortening games to speed things up and pitch clocks to whip these racehorses harder. It's just like, brother, I'm here to relax, not here to be anywhere else after.
Yeah, and it's a good point about Jeremy Pena, and I know that he's one of your guys. You know,
Hmm.
I like the bio, like, oh, University of Maine. I know Maine. I'm a New England guy, you know, and you don't see that a lot. And then it's, oh, young shortstop in big moments. You know, you love that. It's almost got that like Jacoby Ellsbury in the outfield, you know,
Wow.
during the big
Yeah.
run. Remember that?
I
Remember that big
do. That's
run?
a good
Yeah.
analogy, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Ellsbury as a rookie, I mean, it was awesome, you know? And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, Navajo too? Like, that was cool.
Throw that in the pile.
Oregon State, he's a Beaver. I mean, dude, you hear all these facts about Jacoby, and you're like, I love Jacoby. But then you hear about the Yankees and the 30 pieces of silver as a Red Sox fan, and you're like, oh, man, dude, I don't know if I can support Jacoby anymore. But it's all about the story.
It's the story. I'm here for the story, and I don't want it packaged in tight, individually wrapped, fun-sized plastic anymore. Rip that crap off. There is a balance, sure. We need stats. We need to know how we're doing. We need speedometers to know if we're going too quickly. Do we, though? Can we just feel the wind in our hair? Can we just see the cops' lights in our rearview mirror chasing us? I play, but I think, yeah, baseball is just doing too much to try to be something it isn't. And there is a balance. I like ABS. I like suggestions of shortening the season slightly. But, you know what? Bring back sticky stuff while we're at it, please. Something.
Ooh, Spider Tack guy.
Big spider tack guy. Or at least a pre-tack NPB style baseball.
You know who's also a big Spider Tack guy?
Who dat?
Garrett Cole.
That's what Bowers says all the time. That's funny, man.
He's right. He's right. Garrett Cole's very good, but we have to call it out. We got to call it out. Let's talk about the big Cade. Well, and our own part of the old PC community there, Tommy Bennett, Baseball Scoops, just wrote an
Tommy
article on
Bennett.
Cade. I don't know if you checked that out yet, but
Baseball Scoops. Writing about Cade Anderson and the Mariners prospect pileup. Painting corners is
shout
very
out
own
Tommy.
Tommy Scoops. This summer, Tommy is going to the Puget Sound area to follow Cade Anderson in Double-A. So he was just promoted, Slidell, Louisiana kid. Now this is just like spoiled with riches. The Mariners. Not the worst team in baseball, but somehow last year, 2 years ago, I believe. Yeah, so 2 years ago, not the worst team in baseball yet, get one of the best draft picks possible. Go get themselves a little, NCAA World Series winning Cade Anderson out of good old LSU, who didn't make the tournament this year. My bad. May have jinxed them in the press box. You heard it here first. And Cade is just ripping it up. Gets promoted to Double-A, starting with the Arkansas Travelers. That's the affiliate. Bro has a .37 ERA and 38 strikeouts and 24 and a third. Nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you have 60 grade curveball, 60 grade slider, plus fastball. It looks like the command's going to be above average. I mean, he's spinning. He's a spinner. He's got that Yu Darvish ability to just spin that breaking ball, but then he's got that nice, change up as a fourth pitch. I mean, this guy throws strikes. He has had some elbow surgery. I mean, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but I think outside of injury, I don't see how this guy doesn't have success in the MLB.
I agree with you. I think LSU made some really nice pitchers there for a while, and Cade was one of them. Calm, cool, collected Cade, crushed Coastal Carolina. Can't believe these Mariners with their spoil of pitchers' riches get him as well. Mariners plural. So we'll see what Cade does on the show, but just for the listener, the casual listener, with all these numbers, what does a 60 mean? Tell you what it means. 50 means you can hang in the MLB. That's what it means. So these grades aren't like, hey man, A+, good job relative to your peers. They are trying to posit how you would do in the pros compared to pros. So 40 is like average-ish, like meh. 50 is like, all right, you're gonna be decent in the bigs, and 60 is like, you're probably gonna make an all-star team at some point, at the very least. So good projection for Cade, getting 260 grades on 2 pitches. Come on.
Yeah, 60 is above average regular at the highest level in the world.
Yep.
So
I agree.
pretty good there. And to your point, I mean, even if he has, I'd say, average command, and he can throw strikes, unlike Edward Cabrera on a bad day, he'll be in good shape. So I'm excited to see him at the top level.
I just want to hear from you. This is kind of still on my mind about the Skubal thing. Real quick, what happens if the Dodgers do get him? Does like someone say something? Do people protest?
When you say
happens?
someone, do you mean anyone or do you mean someone important?
Like, does John Smoltz, Peter Bendix, and Jeremy Pena form this like super friends league, get all the rings together, go to the Oracle at Delphi, put on some superhero capes, load up the Apache helicopter, and just do something, do anything? What do we do?
I mean, I'll tell you, if Jeremy Pena, Peter, and John Smoltz all got together and had a public relations conference and held hands and gave us like their speech on why this is bad. That would honestly make my year. Not quite as much as Luis Ariz hitting 30 homers, but close.
Hear ye, hear ye. Smoltz reads from the scroll unfurled as the Apache helicopter's long whirring blades make the grass around them dance. Pena waddles to the foreground, taking Peter Bendix by the hand. Peter Bendix reaches for his pistol, suddenly shoots in the distance as a large wild pig rears its head from the bush. Pena goes, "Thanks, I didn't see that coming." At this point, we'll cut it there on the Peter Bendix jungle scenario, but
Peter, friend of the show, back from the future.
The once
don't
and future
zap
king.
us. Please don't destroy me or Johnny.
Frank Zappa's Please Don't Zap Us. That's all we
What is the etymology of John Smoltz?
Smoltzy, or just, I think it's just Smoltz, obviously. I'm just joking.
What's the etymology of Smoltz though? Like, do we know?
Oh, man, let me just go to etymologygpt.com. I want to know
pretty good.
Etymology of Bendix and Smoltz for names. Let's see what comes up. Let's just spin the dice here. We're doing farm league prospects. Bendix is a German, Danish, and sometimes Ashkenazi Jewish surname derived from Benedict, meaning blessed.
Okay. You looked up Bendix? That's Bendix?
I did both. Smoltz is much rarer and appears to be of Central Eastern European origin. Okay. Ooh. Stop it. While the exact origin of the surname isn't well documented, linguistically, it's very likely related to Slavic names built on smola, meaning pitch, tar, or resin.
No way! Do you think John knows that?
Wow. Many surnames such as Smolik, Smolinski, Smolin, and Smola come from that root. The spelling TZ at the end often reflects Germanization of a Slavic name, blah, 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 blah. So Smoltz is a guy who making or selling tar pitch. Oh, yikes on me. Pitch meaning like tar, pitch for torches. But still.
It's still a pun, though. It's still great.
Still.
I mean, I kind of figured that's what you meant, but I still think that's great. It still works.
For baseball fans, John Smoltz likely carries a surname whose distinct ancestors may have been the Tar people, while a Bendix ancestor would have carried a name meaning the Blessed One. That's a pretty good medieval surname matchup. Thank you, Etymology GPT. I'm really glad you got invented. That was fun.
Very nice. Nice plug. And I mean, it's really hard to level up from Peter Bendix, ruler of the planet. So we should probably, out of respect for Peter, please don't zap us, and wrap up the pod.
Wrap and zap. Time to end. All good things must end. It's been fun on the Painting Corners podcast for another week with y'all. Can't wait to see you next week. Painting-corners.com. That's where to find us. We're on the socials. Like and subscribe. Please give us a follow here on Spotify or Apple Music. We do appreciate it a lot. Hit the bell for notifications. Become a fan. What's to lose? We're out.
Baseball for the loyal fan.